Excuse me, sir. Would you mind if I partook in the crushing of outs, as it is called? A game like Dragonball Fighterz will never happen again. Now, I'm not saying we will never get a sequel. I'm saying what Dragonball Fighterz was able to accomplish, how it took over the FGC, how every casual fan was playing, will never happen again. Now, we need to start in 2016, when Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was released. Trust me, it's important. Marvel was what made 3v3 fighting games so popular. Grab your favorite Capcom or Marvel character and duke it out. People loved Marvel so much. And a new one was exactly what Marvel fans wanted. But see, anime fans were also waiting for something. People were talking about getting something new, as Bandai, who 90% of the time is the company making or is behind the anime fighting game you play, has been pumping out 3D arena fighters. And don't get me wrong, I always enjoy these for a time, but Storm, Xenoverse just don't hit the same spot. And at E3, man, I miss E3. Dragonball Fighterz was revealed, a 2D fighter made by Arc System Works, who recently with Guilty Gear Xrd perfected the 3D anime look. And for Dragon Ball fans, this is exactly what they wanted. Back to why Marvel was important. At first, people were divided. Do I get Marvel or do I get Dragon Ball? Which one will I put my time into? But issues started arising for Marvel Infinite. Number one, no X-Men, no Fantastic Four, as Disney was still trying their damnedest to devalue things like X-Men so they could buy the movie rights from Fox. So they took them out of everything, as they were popular characters, but this hurt the game. Marvel, no Wolverine, no Magneto, no Doom? And then issue 2, it turned into a 2v2, and people just didn't want to play a 2v2 game. They were expecting the normal 3v3 format. And the final straw, it just looked bad. And it had all Marvel fans just looking to their left and seeing Dragon Ball fans having a blast, seeing all the cool supers, the movement, and everything the game had to offer. A lot of top Marvel players switched up for Fighterz.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
So Fighterz was set up for success, the easiest layup ever. All they had to do was make the game good. And with an intro like that, you can tell the rest of the game is going to be amazing. Right off the bat, opening the game, you see the lobby system and it's just seamless. Look at my little guy. I love the chibi characters walking around. Normally, I don't like this in fighting games, but it just works in Dragon Ball Fighterz. Everything's a shop, and you can walk around to the shops, and they don't have the stupid walk up to the arcade system. They just have normal online matchmaking. But that's just surface stuff. Let's look at the actual meat of the game, not the seasoning. The thing Dragon Balls always do is have a million Gokus.
It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku!
Feel like though in Dragon Ball Fighterz, they represented every arc of Dragon Ball very well, and they didn't bloat it with Gokus, as a game that's so in-depth like this wasn't going to have as many characters as Xenoverse. Got Super Saiyan and Blue Goku and Vegeta, Piccolo. We get it, Mr. Piccolo. We see the fit. Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien, Teen Gohan, and Adult Gohan, Future Trunks, and Goten, and a great amount of antagonists. Frieza, Cell, Kid Buu, Fat Buu, 16, 18. They made Nappa a character, so we got some Saiyan arc representation. And the Cybermen grabbing and blowing someone up as a move is crazy. Ginyu, who represented the whole Ginyu Force, and a little bit of super representation like Beerus, Hit, and Goku Black.
Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
Excuse me. And a new created character, Android 21. Honestly, an amazing starting roster. It represented a lot of Dragon Ball across the years, and unlike some Dragon Ball games that make it lore accurate, this game made everyone at least feel reasonable, at an equal footing. Now, there have been some top tiers in this game like Old Cell, Android Dunk on Him 16, and a lot of DLC that was later to come. Let's talk about actual gameplay. They made the core mechanics so universal that it's easy to understand one character from another while still making every character feel unique. The game follows a light, medium, heavy, and special button sequence. Light being quick jabs and combo starters, mediums mainly being combo starts as well, but they do better damage, and these could really make or break a character. Like for example, Super Saiyan Goku was considered a A tier for the longest time because he had a really good 2M that went really far and was really fast. As soon as they broke his leg, I barely saw anyone play him. Then there's heavy, typically high risk reads like a down heavy a super dash or backstepping with a normal heavy. And then special, typically Ki Blast and beams, a staple of Dragon Ball. Things like Ki Blast and flying was a big question. How do you make that work in a 2D fighting game? But giving everyone a Ki Blast so they all have spacing and zoning, well, yes, some are better than others. Everyone has these universal tools, but I like how every Ki Blast are unique. You got some characters with the standard, then you have Frieza with a death beam, Trunks with a single blast, or Vegeta spamming this in the show. Second thing to translate was flying, which became Super Dash, where you can rush in or use it as a combo extender. I do like how they did Roshi, though, who can't fly. They made his Super Dash a beam. But while you play, it's so easy to pick up on the rock, paper, scissors mixed into the game, but it feels like there's so many options. Quick example. Ki Blast, you can beat by a Super Dash, but Super Dash is beat by beams, and then you can also beat Super Dash with a down heavy. Other thing translated well was in Dragon Ball, you always see those punch classes where people are just doing this in the air. That was made the grab of the game. When you tech the grab, it does it like the show. And this is one thing I love, is that there feels like there's so many options. One other thing they translated well is vanishing, a Dragon Ball thing where the character disappears because they are so much faster. It's another way to immediately get on your opponent or a free way out of pressure. Then there is Spark, a way to boost your power if you have left characters and auto heal. Even Reflect, another Dragon Ball thing they translated well. When characters are just so much more powerful, they just parry everything you do. It's a tool to get pressure off as every character can rush down, and there's so many options out of things. Like another example.
He knows in this situation his opponent is going to press a button to keep up pressure. He can just get up and block, try to jump to avoid the move, mash in hopes of beating his opponent, or for a guarantee hit and waste one bar vanish. But he has chosen to risk it all. A read generally deemed too risky with the sole exception of Satoru Gojo.
I love Wake Up Super, and this game has the best special and super system in probably all fighting games. You have special and super moves that are such great references to the show, like Goku's teleport Kamehameha during the Cell arc, and Beerus doing the Hakai, and UI just being a reference to everything Tournament of Power. Or Vegeto's final Kamehameha against Zamusa, Tien's Tri-Beam he did against Cell, and other moves that are just small references to things they did in the show. And 7 bars for 7 Dragon Balls. I never actually caught on to that originally. So many small moves. It's cool to see a move you saw in the show or movie, and then I get to do it in the game. I like a game with a lot of defensive options, when it feels like there's a lot of correct answers. I do love that everything flows well while you're blocking, but sometimes it feels like I'm blocking forever. And offense is just as smooth. Block strings feel easy as moves flow into each other. Steps options and combos. Ooh, combos. I'm not the best, but I have the basic B&B air combos down, but every team, every combination of characters can do a TOD. Where'd my health bar go? And finding or just creating new ones is that infinite player expression that makes me keep wanting to come back because I smell the honey. And while there is a basic combo for every character, they did this as you're playing 3 characters. They want people to be able to easily translate the combos and tools. So many unique ones that every character can do, like the wall combos, the ground combos. So many characters can do re-jumps and juggles. I was never really good at combos at the beginning. I couldn't do the basic air combo. I couldn't do the air jump for some reason, which is why I played Hit, Gogeta, and Goku Black. But one day, I finally got it, and it was like a light bulb. Everything just made sense. It's that feeling, once you start playing, you feel the light bulbs. You see the uniqueness. Like UI dodging, Hit feeling like he's actually stopping time, Beerus being a really well done set play character, even though you can kind of just... I really loved Base Goku and Base Vegeta when they came out, and it referenced everything about the fight those two had. I still don't like fighting Base Goku. You guys always just use him as an anchor and just spam level 1. It just what gets people coming back. They see the super, they see the combos. It makes you want to learn everything. Supers look so accurate to the show, and it's so hype when you just hit someone with a super. Someone got some evil in their heart. And then the cinematic finishes. If you get hit by this, you just have to let it happen. Dragon Ball always has some of the most climactic anime fights, so of course it had to be translated. Whenever I see that I'm able to do a cinematic finish online, that is all I want to get. Even they made some like unique ones, like Yamcha throwing the Cyberman back at Nappa. Cool to see how much love they put into because of just how popular Dragon Ball is. And there was even something else that I forgot to talk about in generic Dragon Ball tropes. The Dragon Balls. This was also translated in the game, where certain things get you Dragon Balls while playing, doing an auto combo or whatever else. You can summon Shenron. Get options that are common in Dragon Ball, like reviving a character, as we know. Nothing ever dies, we will rise again. These mechanics and systems were so well designed that when Arc System Works went to make Guilty Gear Strive, it used Super Saiyan Goku as the model and base for Guilty Gear Strive. So hidden in your copy of Strive is Goku. This game was just so much fun to play, and it was nice that it had a lot of content, like story mode. Honestly, really boring, but at least it had fun interactions with the characters. Also had just a lot of really unique things gameplay-wise. Characters and styles in fighting games that have never really been seen, like Z Broly and Super Broly. Some of the coolest designed characters, being a zoner and a grappler at the same time. Now you may be thinking, that sounds stupid, bust it. They can zone me out, and once I get close they can just delete my health bar? It just goes to show how well crafted this game is. Because, yes, while the character on the surface seems strong, they always have a weakness. Like, both Brolys have slower moves with more openings that can be exploited. And making DBFZ a 3v3 was the right choice. I think it could have worked individually, but having supers combined and getting to pick a group of fan-favorite Dragon Ball characters, it just makes sense. Especially with how big Dragon Ball is and how many characters, forms, and things there are in the show. Also, so much about Dragon Ball Fighterz that you just had to be there for. Like when online was the most active it could ever be. Now I just spend more than I play. Or me and my friends making fun of each other because the color of our square, which indicated your win-loss rate or how much you were winning. I don't know fully how it works, but if you had a green square, it was over. Or a blue square? Oh, don't even bother showing up. Or the raid bosses. There's a recent raid boss, Goku Daima, but all the old raid bosses was something else. Getting a few friends to fight some of the most insane AI. They never had any good combos, but the meter gain and the amount of damage they did was insane, spamming so many supers. Just hype moments when you finally beat the stupid MUI Goku, or just being there for the reveals and tournament moments. If a movie DLC came out, people couldn't shut up about Bardock and Broly. When GT took over the game, that rat bastard. When the Broly movie came out and Gogeta and Broly was at it, when MUI came out and broke the game. He had such fast buttons and then all the dodging on top of it. When Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out and broke the game, he could level 7 insta-kill someone, it is dead, and he had more mix-up options than any other character. When Lab Coat 21 came out and broke the game, he could bounce combos off the ground, normally impossible for any other character, and could also just nerf any character you were playing by 25% with a move that was easily comboable. When Goku Black finally became good, I've been playing him forever. He was always bottom tier, they were too afraid to make him good. Or even when I see a blue combo, which means it wasn't a true combo. Ooh, but it's my fault, I got hit by it. And the game was very different back then. It's gone through many changes. Like when they added multiple assists, that was big as original Dragon Ball only ever had one assist. Some characters just weren't used as you kind of needed a beam assist. The constant balance changes and changes of top tier, DBFZ now and DBFZ then are very different games. Like, I talked about SSJ getting nerfed, but Bardock also had the same situation happen to him. He was one of the only characters at the beginning to able to combo a level 1 into another level 1 until they got rid of it. But then when multiple assists came out, his B assist was one of the most plus moves in the game. And then later, they just gave him back the ability to combo supers. The game at its core is still just the hype Dragon Ball game that everyone wanted. I miss when Dragon Ball Fighterz was top dog. It was the second fighting game I really ever got into big after Smash Bros. And made me fall in love with the genre even more. I hope with Daima Goku we will get a DBFZ 2 or like a Super Dragon Ball Fighterz, or a One Piece fighting game in the same vein of Dragon Ball Fighterz, but I can wish. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and just looking back in memory of Dragon Ball Fighterz. If you enjoyed, please think about subscribing so I can reach 1,000 subs.